Okay, now for the part on artificial lighting, I'm going to turn down the HDR light so it will be much lower. And I think also the reflection I'm going to go down, and the lighting, uh, yeah, one, but not enough. I think I'm going to do that 0.5. Um, and also the reflection I will do. Okay. And now going to the materials, and well, I want to have an emitter, so I will create an emitter. So I open the material panel and new emitter. Okay, so we have several options here in the beginning. There is the basic option that I'm going to talk about later, which is the most commonly used option. There are two more options. One of them is color by temperature, and the other one is by image. And by image is if you want to have like maybe a TV screen, then you will choose by image. That's the best way. Temperature color is nice, but as you can see later, you can do with the color and luminance to achieve the what you can achieve by temperature, and you don't need to use it basically, because it's very easy. You can just color your light by temperature, like I'm doing right now, and then you have a lot more control over the intensity that you can do with watts or lumens. And if you're using lumens, it's good for you, but I like to use watts. And so, well, basically now I will apply the material, and we can see it's way too dark. So I'll put like 1000, and that's not even good enough for me. Okay, so 10,000 watts is good enough for me. And the reason it's a problem is because we have also daylight when it's not not very strong light, but we have that. And by mistake, I put some lighting material also on the surface. So now we have the surface to reflect the light. So we have this object that lights up, but there are two problems. One of them you can see is we have no shading. Okay, I think I will put some. Okay, I'll put some basically a more diffuse material on the surface, on the ground, but okay. So we don't see the shading because it's all lit up. And the other thing is Maxwell is very the lighting in Maxwell is dependent on the geometry, and if you're using a very high poly or complex geometry for lighting, it will slow down the rendering. So basically, we can solve these two things together by applying a material that will be half transparent on this object, and using another shape, okay, to, like you see the cube inside it, to do the lighting. Now I did in advance a shell operation on this object, so it will be thin. Otherwise the light wouldn't pass very well through it. Actually, the best way to do this kind with this specific material is to have no thickness at all, like only edge, but that was too complex right now, and I prefer to just do a shell. And now I'll apply the light material on the box inside it. Okay. And we have a light inside this like a paper lamp, and we can see the what's called the SSS, the subsurface scattering material that scatters the light as it reaches it, and it gives us a pretty nice well, situation, I don't know. And the thing is, maybe it can be a bit too strong right now. Okay. The thing is, this is how you work with Maxwell, and actually a real light source would probably be even smaller. Okay, and if you can, it's better to have a low poly light source. Give you the best result with the fastest render times. And that's basically how you do this kind of lamp. Also, in a light bulb or any kind of lamp, you would do a small rectangle as the light source, and the light bulb will be made of glass or something. Now, another thing that is quite important is if you have some kind of light fixture and you want to have to show the light to be very realistic, but you use a very simple geometry, you can use a special file called IES file. And if you put it here where I put my marker on, you can get a simulation of this very complex lighting with very simple geometry. Okay, and you can download these kind of files from the internet, and lighting companies, like light fixture companies, they sometimes publish these kind of files. It's very common. Of course, well, if you want to be realistic, this one thing inside the lamp is way too big and looks a bit like a fluorescent light. And that's it. Good night.